Okay. Now, once we finish simply writing the copy, we should go back through and bold, underline, or italicize some of the keywords, only one time each maximum. Really only do one per keyword, otherwise it may just hurt you more than it helps. Again, I mean, we want to emphasize the keywords here, but we don't want to come off looking like we're trying to spam our keyword stuff, because the search engines do notice that kind of repetitive word after word after word, okay? Or repetitive, nothing but bold, 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 bold. And also, you know, there's an old saying in marketing too, that's if you emphasize everything, you emphasize nothing, right? All right, the next on-page factor that we've talked about are the alt image tags. Now remember, before when we were actually checking out our competition to see if they were doing all these things? Well, let's really kick butt and make sure we're doing all the things. Because some of those competitors out there, I guarantee you, will not be doing all those on-page things, and you will have an edge against them. Right? Remember this? Boom, got our H1. Make sure your title just went over the alt tags. Before that, we went and made sure they were at the beginning and the end of the page. Just talked about bold and underline and italics. Okay? So that's what we're doing now. We're reviewing these things and picking them out in detail a little bit, but yet skimming over them at the same time, giving you enough information to where, okay, that's what that does and it's for. That's the main purpose of that. That's why I want to do it. So, the alt image tag. Helpful when you have a website with images. It's just a shame to leave those alt tags empty, right? Google loves those little alt tags, like little niblets. Eats them right up. So let's put an alt tag down. Let's throw one down on these oranges. Okay, you can do that a variety of ways. I'm using a WYSIWYG editor here, so I can just simply double-click the image. And after double-clicking it, boom, put in some alternate text for it. And we want to do what? What do we want to put in here? Well, our main keyword, right, or keywords. Orange nutrition is one keyword that we're looking for, right? Okay, and the code of that would look like this right here in the image tag. In the image tag, there's alt, orange nutrition. Okay? And this is a useful spot to put it, especially if you have an image at the very top of your web page. That's usually your website's header graphic. It's a good spot to put that alt image tag in with some of your keywords. You know, and check this out. If you have more than one image on your site, what's another one of our keywords we're targeting other than orange nutrition? Remember bean nutrition? So why not nail that keyword too, huh? You can add a little word like image at the end. This will ensure that Google doesn't view what you're doing as spam. Bean nutrition image or logo or whichever. Okay, so now you've optimized that image as well, which in turn optimizes the whole page for the terms you're going for, which is orange nutrition, bean nutrition, and nutrition recipes. And we could have maybe a third image and add a nutrition recipes alt tag onto that one too, huh? And speaking of bean, sorry, I had to. Okay, so now we're going to just briefly talk about forcing Google to read your keywords first. Now, remember earlier when I was talking about how Google reads your web page from top left to bottom right? Well, in general, they do, but because most websites contain a left-hand column, like this one over here, that contains all their navigation links, because of that, Google will view all the text in the left-hand column first before the body of the web page. And this isn't good for us as internet marketers and SEOers, because we want Google to actually read our content first. So how do we get around this? Well, there was an internet marketer that came up with a neat little trick that will ensure that Google reads the actual body of your web page before the left-hand column containing your navigational links. It's kind of cool, huh? So here's what you need to do. Remember the website we just looked at? It was similar to this one, right? Navigational links on the left, body text over onto the right-hand side, main body. Well, Google will view all the text in the left-hand column back and forth, all the way down first before it gets to the body text. So instead of doing it this way, check this out. You should create a table that looks like this. Now, by doing this, Google will actually read the top left-hand row column here first. This is labeled empty, but we'll see that it is empty. So it will then read the body text of your web page and then read the second left column row, which contains your navigational links. So by doing this, it'll read your body text first and your nav links last. So in summary, I'd really like to point out the fact that yes, good on-page optimization is something you definitely want to do. However, it's not how you make the most dramatic changes in your search engine ranking. Okay? Now, in a minute here, we're going to be looking at off-page factors. But before we do, let's take just a quick minute and talk about keyword density, because this is one of the biggest misconceptions in the search engine world. Many believe that by getting your keyword density just right, or by moving your keywords around on the page in just the right places, that you'll really move up in the search engines. For those of you that aren't familiar, just briefly, keyword density is the number of times a keyword appears on your page compared to the total number of words on the page. So it's usually in the form of a percent. So, for example, if your keyword was word, and there were 10 words total on the entire page, including the keyword, then that would mean the keyword density of the word word is 30% in this example. So, before we move on, I think it's important for you to know that what you've learned so far up to this point are only on-page optimization methods. Now, these are things you should definitely do to your web pages, but they will really only move your website up so much in the search engines. It is the off-page optimization factors that will get you high rankings. What you'll learn next is exactly what off-page optimization factors are and how to make sure you optimize this perfectly for Google and the other search engines. Are you ready?